without further ado, let's begin in child's pose. So just bring your hips to your heels and your forehead down to the mat. And then you've got some options. You can either have your arms in front of you with your palms facing down, maybe bow tying elbows towards the side wall to open space between your shoulder blades. Or you could have your arms alongside you with your palms facing up. Again, increasing that space between your shoulder blades. Knees can be wide, letting belly spill away from spine, or you can draw your knees together. And if you draw your knees together, you'll create a little shelf for your belly, and that'll allow you to source your lungs on your back and your side and your front body. And you just settle in, you become heavy and soft. You draw yourself inward, you close your eyes, and you just breathe. You notice as you inhale, the back body rises. There's a sensation of expansion. And as you exhale, the back body falls, and there's a sensation of relaxation. Inhaling, you expand, you become bigger. And exhaling, you collapse, and you become more soft. Tracing the breath, you feel it enter the nostrils, it coats the throat on the way down to the lungs, and it fills your torso 360 degrees. Exhaling, your diaphragm bellows up. The stale air leaves your lungs. It coats the throat on the way out of your nostrils, and it might be brushing up against your face as I speak. This is your cycle of breathing. You do it all day, every day. We even do it at night when we're asleep. We do that unconsciously. In this class, we're going to take conscious breathing. We're going to marry it with mindful movement. And by doing so, we're all going to be a little less tense at the end of class. We're all going to be a little softer at the end of class. We may have the ability to act rather than react outside of class, and our lives will be just a little bit shinier. So remember, the yoga begins when you brush up against your edge and you just go past it a little bit, or maybe you just brush up against it. If you need to back off, you back off. This is child's pose, it's a resting pose, and it's here for you whenever you want. So if the breath becomes choppy, you need a pit stop or a break, you find your child's pose, you find your breath, and you'll rejoin class when you're ready. So one thing we like to do at Yoga with People is take vibrational breaths. So with that in mind, let's join ourselves as a group with a gentle exhale of a take a nice, smooth, deep inhale. Gentle H-A. So let that vibration resonate through your whole body. Let it get up into the nooks and crannies to create a little bit of space. And one more time, let's join together as a group. Let's exhale all the stale air away with a nice, smooth, soft inhale. Hold it for a beat at the top. Gently press your lips together. H, M. So let those resonate through your body. Let it get up into your nooks and crannies. And if ever you need to find an HA, an HM, or even a Bronx cheer, you find your breath. You make your noise and you create a little bit of space and you join class as you're able. So now let's just start to bring together mindful breathing along with mindful movement. It's as you inhale, something starts to move, and as you exhale, something starts to move. Don't really think about what you're moving, just Inhale, and something's moving. Exhale, something's moving. You're creating space in your body with your eyes closed and your breath strong and your playful nature engaged. Your ego has no welcome here. So let go, have a little fun. Make your mat your playground. Come to stillness. Take a deep inhale. Exhale it all the way with a one more smooth, deep, rich inhale. H-A. Neutral. So, take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, if your arms are in front of you, draw them back. If they're alongside you, draw them forward. Stack your elbows and shoulders over your wrists. Spread your fingers wide. Draw your knees under your hips. You've got a tabletop position here. So you want a neutral neck. You're not looking up or down. You can curl your toes under, or you could have your shoelace portion of your foot on the mat. And we'll just do some cat-cows. So as you inhale, the belly drops, the tailbone rises, the chin comes away from the chest. And this is cow. On an exhale, push into your hands to lengthen your arms. Draw your middle back up to the ceiling and your hips towards your forearms for a scaredy cat. And then it's one breath, one movement, cat-cow. Inhaling, finding cow. Exhaling, finding cat. Inhaling, creating a little bit more space between your vertebrae. Exhaling, breathing into the space you've just created. One breath, one movement, cat-cow. The eyes are closed, the breath is strong. You're breathing in and out of your nostrils. And then come to stillness. Engage your core, curl your toes under, lift your knees 2 inches off the mat. So use the strength of your core to support yourself here. Roll your shoulders over your wrists. Press into the pads of the hands and the pads of the fingers for stability. Use the strength that you've got within yourself to hold this. And when you think about reacting and falling out, think about acting and finding your breath for 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, toes unfurl. Windshield wiper your hips from right to left, from right to left, from right to left. Make it feel delicious. Come to stillness. Take a deep inhale. Take an exhale. Curl your toes. Lift your knees 1 millimeter off the mat. Engage your core. Draw your shoulders over your wrist. Press into the pads of the fingers and the hands for stability. Again, you're going to want to react rather than react. Use your breath to hold the pose for 3, 2, 1. Knees down, toes unfurl. Cat-cow or hip sway, or you could even mix up your cat-cow hip sway. Come to stillness. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, send your right leg back, your left arm forward for spinal lengthening and strengthening. You want your right shoulder over your right wrist. You're pressing into the top of your left foot for stability. And once you're stable, take a deep inhale, lengthen your toes and your fingertips away from each other. On the exhale, push into your hand for stability. Inhale, lengthen and reach into the front wall and the back wall. Exhale, hand down, leg down, cat-cow or hip sway. Find a little bit more room with your eyes closed and your breath strong here. Come to neutral, engage your core. Inhale, left leg back, right arm forward, thumb faces up. You got your left shoulder over your wrist for stability. You're pressing into the pads of the fingers to lengthen that arm. You've got your extended extremities reaching away from each other. Take a deep inhale, reach past your physical body. Exhale, stay. Inhale one more time. Really go for the front wall and the back wall. Exhale, hand down, leg down, cat-cow or hip sway. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, curl your toes under, lift your hips up. You're going to be in downward facing dog. It's an upside down V shape, and it's a moving active dog, meaning as you inhale, something moves, and as you exhale, something moves. And you're not thinking about what's moving. You're just breathing into the shapes. that you're creating with your body. So maybe you pedal in place and draw giant circles on the ceiling with your hips. Maybe you shake your head yes or no, or you spin it around. Maybe you take a little hops. See what that does to your existence. But as you inhale, something moves, and as you exhale, something moves, and then you clean it up. So you want to find a nice V shape. You want to look between your feet, and you want to see that they're hips width distance apart. That's about the size of the space when you look between your, when you look at your face in the mirror, it's between your ears, right? So about the size of a dollar bill, about 6 inches, not 8 inches, not 10 inches, not 4 inches, but about 6 inches. Looking between your hands, they're shoulder width apart, the fingers are spread wide for stability. You're rotating your biceps towards each other to open your upper back. You maybe have bent legs to engage your spinal lengthening, or maybe you have straight legs to engage your hamstrings. But on an inhale, come up to your tippy toes, let your back slope, and on an exhale, gently let your heels come down to the mat. They don't have to touch. Inhale, the right leg goes up and back. You square your hip, so you don't lift it yet. Go for length and reach, and choose to point or flex the toe. Then inhale, suck energy up your arms, up your spine, out your leg, and on the exhale, bend your knee and stack your hip right over left. And it's one breath, one movement here. So as you're inhaling, something's moving. As you're exhaling, something's moving. It doesn't matter what's moving or why it's moving, but as you're breathing, you're aligning your breath with moving. You're creating space in your body. You're making it feel good. You're brushing up against your edge, even if it's ever so gently. On an inhale, the leg goes long and lengthy behind you. On an exhale, the foot comes down next to its buddy. Inhale, left foot goes straight up and back. Square your hips. Go for length and reach. Choose to point or flex the toe, and you don't have to do what you did on the other side. And then inhale, suck energy up your arms, up your spine, out your heel or your point toe. On the exhale, bend knees, stack left over right. One breath, one movement on this side. The eyes are closed, the breath is strong, the playful nature is embraced. Every breath has a movement. Now I am inhaling, now I am exhaling, now I am breathing and moving. Inhale the leg long and lengthy behind you. Exhale, put it down next to its buddy. Inhale, soften the knees, soften the gaze. And on the exhale, walk ever so slowly to the front of your mat and find a forward fold, cascading your upper body over your lower body, letting your head hang heavy, letting your arms hang heavy. Don't reach for anything right now, just reach for the floor. Imagine there's a pool of lead in the crown of your head, and it's allowing your head to drift towards the tops of your feet. You've got lead in your fingers too. Maybe you sway a little bit. Maybe you find a little bit of motion in your neck. Legs can be bent again to open your lower back, or they could be straight to engage your hamstrings. And if you always do this with straight legs, maybe you do it with bent legs just for variety, and vice versa. On an inhale, draw your fingertips above or below your knees to extend the crown of the head away from your pelvis to create a half lift sensation. You've got a flat back. You're pinching your shoulders ever so slightly to draw them shoulders away from each other. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we'll do it one breath, one movement. Half lift, flat back sensation. Roll the weight into the balls of the feet and then press into the fingertips to extend the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, just draw the arms up in front of you like the number 11. And we arrive in our Tadasana. So close the eyes and then just feel around for your feet. Roll to the toes, roll to the balls of the feet, the outer edges. Flapjack them a couple of times. And then just stand and breathe. Tuck your tailbone, lift your heart. Let your gaze go up without looking up. Let the belly spill away from the spine. Inhale, draw your fingertips away from your heels. Exhale, pull up on the back of the calves and the front of the thighs to connect to the earth. Inhale, remove the crease from the elbows. Maybe rotate the pinkies in. Exhale, pull up on the kneecaps to connect to the earth. Soft belly inhale and exhale, pulling the rib cage away from the waist, connecting to the earth on the exhale. Take a deep inhale, look up, create a tall Tadasana, find a little bit of a back bend, and on an exhale, stick out your tongue. It's a lion's breath. It's a nice. Inhale, half lift, extend the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swoop the arms up to Tadasana. Find an even bigger back bend. Stick out your tongue, an even louder lion's breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Easy peasy, easy. Swoop up to Tadasana, an even bigger back bend. And now an H-A, hug. To make some noise, scare your cat or your dog. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Last one, swoop them up. Tallest Tadasana, biggest back bend, loudest H-A, hug. Inhale your hands up to a half lift, extend your spine, reset. Exhale, place your hands down, step your feet back. You're in an upper push-up position. So you've got your elbows and your shoulders stacked over your wrists spread wide. You've got your heels over your toes and your toes are spread wide. You've got your hips in line with your shoulder blades. But if it's too much for you, will you just drop down to your knees and you work from there to build upper body strength? We're going to go through our flow sequence. That's the glue that binds this practice. And it's one breath, one movement. Inhale, draw your shoulders forward, push away from the mat. Exhale, come down halfway with elbows alongside body. Inhale, scoop the heart up between the shoulder blades. You're resting on the pads of the hands and the tops of the feet. The hips don't touch. They can swing a little. This is up dog, a great place for an extra breath. Exhale, curl toes under, lift hips up. Downward facing dog. That's the flow sequence. That is the glue that binds this practice. And that is one breath, one movement, 4 breaths total, unless you take the extra breath in the up dog. Inhale, right leg goes up and back over length and reach. On the exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow and your shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, leg goes up and back. On the exhale, you bring your right knee to your left elbow and you look over your shoulder. Inhale, leg goes up and back. On the exhale, right knee comes to forehead, shoulders over wrist. Draw up your middle back. Inhale, the leg goes up and back. On the exhale, bring the foot between the hands. Dial the back heel down. Engage the core. And inhale your arms up in front of you for stability. And you arrive in your warrior one. And you check. Is my front knee over my front ankle? Is my back leg long and engaged? Can I roll the outer edge of my back foot towards the mat so that you start using that kickstand-like experience to draw your right hip back, your right shoulder back, and your left hip and shoulder forward. Remove the crease from the elbows and making a Y or a V shape. Maybe rotate pinkies inward to rinse shoulders down, back body. Inhale to stay. Exhale, sink into your lunge. Inhale to draw those fingertips away from your hip bones. Exhale, sink into your lunge. If your eyes are closed, flutter them open. Inhale, draw your hips forward, draw your arms back. And on an exhale, use your core strength to gently place your foot on your hands on either side of your foot, to step your foot back, and to go through your flow from high to low, from up dog to downward facing dog. On an inhale, left foot goes up and back. On an exhale, you sweep it up, put it between your front two hands, you dial the back heel down, you engage the core, and inhale, draw your arms up to warrior one on this side. So your front knee is over your front ankle, your back leg is long and engaged. You're rolling the outer edge of your back foot down and out. So you're now squaring your left hip forward and your right hip back. Same with your shoulders. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Remove the crease from the elbows. Inhale to stay. Exhale, sink into the lunge. Inhale to lengthen your fingertips away from your hip. Exhale, sink into your lunge. If your eyes are closed, flutter them open. Inhale, draw your arms back and your hips forward. And on an exhale, use your core strength to gently place your hands on either side of your foot, to step your foot back, and to go through your flow. Now it's all yours. One breath, one movement, warrior one, both sides. There's no breaks, right? Every breath has a movement. So try to do it, linking your breath, maybe doing the core work if you like. Good for you. Really nice work, Amanda. Or not, right? Yogi Yogini's choice. Every breath has a movement. It's like a ballet on your mat. There's no pauses. As you inhale, your arms are going to come up and you're going to find that back bend. But as your exhale comes, your arms are coming down. One breath, one movement. The breath is strong. Maybe the eyes are closed, or you embrace some drishti vision where you just work with shadows. Every breath is a movement, so you'll do your right side, you'll do your left side. Your body is different from side to side, so you honor that difference by just breathing through it, right? Find that back bend, and then as the exhale comes, you're going down really nice. So we'll all cycle through right, we'll all cycle through left, and we'll all arrive in a downward facing dog at a different time because we all have different breath cycles. But wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale all the air away with a gentle. Take a nice smooth honeysuckle inhale. H-A. Inhale, the right leg goes up and back. On the exhale, you're going to draw it forward between the two front hands. You're going to dial the back heel down. You're going to engage your core. You're going to inhale your arms up to warrior one. And on the exhale, you're going to blossom open to warrior two. And the first thing you're going to do is square your hips. So take a wider stance. 90% of us need a wider stance to square our hips. So square your hips to the side of the room. Then draw your arms up so they mirror each other. And then if your neck and your breath allows, take your gaze over your front hand. Inhale to expand like a starfish in the ocean. Exhale, sink into the lunge. Inhale through every pore of your being. Exhale, sink into the lunge. With a soft Buddha belly, take the biggest inhale of your entire day. And on the exhale, cycle your hands down to frame your foot. Step your foot back and go through your flow from high to low, from up dog to downward facing dog. On an inhale, left foot goes up and back. On an exhale, left foot comes forward. Between two hands, you dial the back heel down. Inhale the arms up to warrior one. On the exhale, blossom open to warrior two. Take the space you need. So create that space, walk that foot up, square those hips, then mirror those arms. And then if the neck and breath allows, find your warrior two on this side. So remember, your arms are designed to be held up by the ligaments, bones, muscles, and tendons in there. So you're not holding up your arms, they're holding themselves up. Inhale to expand and broaden your pectoral muscles. Exhale, sink into the lunge. Looking really nice, Bam. Inhale to expand in all directions. Exhale, sink into the lunge. With a soft Santa Claus belly, take the biggest inhale of your entire day. And on the exhale, cycle your hands down to frame your foot. Step your foot back and go through your flow. And now it's all yours. One breath, one movement. Warrior one. Warrior two, both sides. No breaks, right? So you try to breathe through every breath as a movement. It's like a ballet on your mat. No judgment if you want to open your eyes, but see if you can do it with your eyes closed, or maybe drishti vision. Or if you're going to open your eyes so wide, it's like virtual reality and you can see the room behind yourself. One breath, one movement. Really nice, Barbara. So yeah, you can vary your speed or your intensity. You can get a little silly on one side, a little strident on the other side, but every breath is an opportunity to brush up against your edge and create just a little bit more space inside your body. So make it feel delicious. You'll cycle through right, you'll cycle through left. We'll all cycle through at different times because we all have different breath cycles. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale all the air away with a gentle. Take a nice, smooth, deep inhale. Lips gently pressed together, H, M. On an inhale, soften the knees, soften the gaze forward. On an exhale, walk or press into your palms and lightly hop to the front of your mat and find a forward fold. Maybe you want to reach for opposite elbows behind your knees. Reach behind your knees and then let your belly come on your thighs. Shake your head yes and no so you're not holding on to any residual tension there. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, press into your heels so much that your sits bones start going towards the ceiling and your upper body starts cascading down your lower body. Shake off any residual tension. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, press into the heels, draw those sits bones up higher, and let your upper body cascade even further down your lower body. One more time with a real gentleness. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, let the hands come down. Measure hips width distance by placing two fists side by side, thumb by thumb, between your hands. And then take a deep inhale, and on an exhale, the hips down, the arms are up. Utkatasana, or a chair pose. So you want to track your knees over your heels. You want to roll to the heels. Let those toes gently come up so you're not clutching your feet here. Remove the crease from the elbows, making a Y or a V shape. Rotate fingers inward to open your upper back. See if you can reach for the front, where the ceiling in front of you reaches the wall on your inhale. And on an exhale, think if you can bring your hips down to where the back wall meets the back floor. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, sink into your little chair. Engage your core, tuck your tailbone, take your gaze up. Where your gaze goes, your body will follow. And we'll all hold each other. Even though we're not together, we're going to use the energy of being together with our breaths and our vibrations. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale with a inhale to stay. Exhale with an HA. Inhale, find Tadasana, really tall. Find a back bend. HA. Shake it off, literally shake off that Utkatasana. Reset, inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hips down, arms up, Utkatasana 2. So you adjust here. So go right back where you left off. Try to breathe in the possibility of creating this pose rather than breathing in negativity. You don't hold this pose in your face, so let go of the tension in your face. Looking great there, Nina and her partner. Looking gorgeous, everybody. Inhale to stay. Draw those fingertips to where the front wall meets the front ceiling. On the exhale, sink your hips down to where the back wall meets the back floor. Relax your face, relax your shoulders, but draw those arms out. Take a deep inhale, stay. Exhale, sink back a little further. Inhale up to Tadasana, really tall, biggest back bend of the afternoon. Loudest H, A, ha. Nice work. Reset with a half lift. Come down on an exhale. With your eyes closed, create your third and final Utkatasana using your muscle memory and your breath. Just go right into it. Just breathe right into it. Nice work. Don't even think about it. So you were just here. So use your muscle memory and your breath. Close your eyes. Use your breath to remain in present. Create the shape you were just in. Reach for something maybe that you want. On the inhale, on the exhale, just let go of anything you don't want. The eyes are closed. The breath is strong. You're creating the shape that you know how to shape. And every shape is a vessel for an experience. So whatever you're feeling right now is perfectly fine, right? Take a deep inhale, find the tallest Tadasana of your day. Find the biggest back bend. Go back, way back, little belly breath. And HA, really nice. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, place your hands down, step your feet back. You're in upper push-up position. You're gonna put your left hand under your heart. You're gonna roll over to your right side. You're gonna either stack feet or put one foot in front of the other. Side on balancing. You could stay right there if you like. You could lift your right leg up. You don't have to. Looking really nice, everybody. You could stay right there. You could draw your arm over your ear or not. You could put your foot on your thigh or your calf or not. Take a deep inhale to lengthen and strengthen. And on your exhale, bring your hand down. Reset with a flow. Really nice work. Looking gorgeous. Exhale to an upper push-up position. Swap out your arms. So now your opposite arm is down. You flip over to your left side. You stack your feet, or you put one in front of the other. Now you can do the same thing you did on the other side, but symmetry can be overrated because our bodies are not symmetrical. So choose what's going to work for you right here. If you want to do a variation, you could bend the knee, you could raise the leg, you could reach for a toe, you could extend the arm over your head. All are viable. None are mandatory. Looking really good there, Amanda. Lift those hips up a little bit. Take a deep, nice adjustment. Take a deep inhale to lengthen and strengthen. On the exhale, the hand comes down, the leg comes down, reset with a flow. Really nice work. Let's exhale all the air away with a. Take a nice, smooth, deep inhale. Hey, Jay. On an inhale, the right leg comes up and back. On an exhale, draw it forward. Shoulders over wrist. You have your right knee to your right elbow. And now what you're going to do is we're going to work our core here a little bit. We're going to do all our core work during class, so we don't have to do it at the end of class. Inhale, bring right knee to left elbow. Exhale, go back. And go back and forth, but don't use momentum. You're not like a pendulum, right? You're using your oblique muscles to go from one elbow to the opposite elbow. 5, use your core strength. 4, 3, 2, and then inhale up and back. Exhale, draw the right foot between the right hands. Dial the back heel down. Engage the core. Inhale up to warrior 1. Exhale, blossom open into warrior 2. Adjust your stance. So take that wider stance, square your hips, mirror your arms. If the breath and the neck allow, take the gaze to the front of the room. Inhale, flip the forward facing palm, draw it towards the room in front of you. Exhale, tick tock, go to midnight, do not go back. Back arm above or below the knee or wraps around the waist. Inhale, reach to the ceiling, remove the crease in the elbow, lengthen your whole side body right through your fingertips. On the exhale, stack your right shoulder over your left shoulder and bring that arm back to 11 o'clock. So it's a whole side body experience here, right? Inhale, reach the fingertips to where the back wall meets the back ceiling. Exhale, sink into the lunge and maybe bring that right knee towards the right wall behind you to, bowing in. Inhale, reach up and back. Whole side body fans open. Exhale, sink into the lunge. With the soft Buddha belly, take a deep inhale and lengthen your whole side body. And on the exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot. Step the foot back and go through your flow. Really nice work, everybody. Inhale, left foot goes up and back. Exhale, left knee goes to left elbow. Roll your shoulders over your wrist. Now go back 10 times. No, you're not going up and back. You're gonna go back and forth 10 times, sculpting your abdominal muscles. Really nice. Not using momentum, use your obliques. Make it feel delicious. Don't rush through it. Make it worthwhile. Really nice. Nice, Kylie, you're a mad woman. And on 10, you'll find your knee at your elbow. You'll inhale the leg up and back. You'll exhale, you'll bring it between the two front hands. You'll dial the back heel down. You'll engage your core. You'll inhale your arms up in front of you. You'll blossom open to warrior two. You've been here a few times, so just go find that space. Keep your eyes closed. See if you can create the shape using your muscle memory and your breath. If you need to open your eyes, just open them a wee bit using that drishti vision. If the neck and the breath allow, take the gaze forward. Inhale, flip the palm, draw it forward. Exhale, tick-tock, tick-tock. Go to midnight, the Cinderella hour. Don't go back. Lengthen your whole side body. Remove the crease from the elbow and find the fingertips reaching towards the ceiling. Take a deep inhale. Now on the exhale, just let your left shoulder come over your right shoulder. So you fit between two panes of glass. The arm comes back to 1 o'clock, right? Take a deep inhale to sit in your lunge. Exhale, reach. Actually, inhale, reach to where the back wall meets the back ceiling. Exhale, sink into your lunge. Soft belly, take a deep inhale, reach your whole side body, make it feel delicious. And on the exhale, let your hands cartwheel down to frame your foot. Step your foot back and go through your flow. And now it's all yours. One breath, one movement. Warrior one, warrior two, peaceful, or reverse warrior. There's no pauses, right? Every breath has a movement. It's like a ballet on your mat. So see if you can close your eyes or find that drishti vision and work from the inside out. See if you can brush up against your edge with every breath. So you're just creating a little bit more space from the inside out. And see if you can work to have a little fun. Maybe get a little playful, get a little silly. Gorgeous work, everybody. So you'll cycle through right, you'll cycle through left. You'll all take your time. There's absolutely no rush. We all have different breath cycles. Really nice, Shelly. Gorgeous. So wherever you are on your breath cycle, let's just exhale all the air away with a pull a nice, smooth, deep inhale in. Hey, Jay. Inhale, right leg goes up and back. Exhale, drop between the two front hands, dial the back heel down. Tip up on 10 tented fingers. So come up on your tippy fingers. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, the hands are by the hips, the palms are facing down. It's a power lunge, right? So the front knee is over the front ankle, the back leg is long and engaged. You're drawing the shoulders away from the thigh. You're at a 45-degree angle. Your belly is not anywhere near your thigh. You've got one long line of energy rolling from the outer edge of your back foot, up your leg, up your spine, and out the crown of your head. Inhale, draw the fingertips together, interlace the fingers, and on the exhale, bring your hips forward, lift your heart up, and take a nice back bend here. So you could stay right here with a soft belly, take a couple of breaths, or you can go further by punching a hole in the floor behind you and finding a glorious back bend. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, draw the arms forward to frame the ears. Rotate pinkies inward to open the shoulders. This is extended power lunge. You might feel a little wonky or a little otherness from that back bend if you did that with any sort of integrity. Inhale, draw your arms up to warrior one. Exhale, blossom open to warrior two. Again, adjust your stance as you need to. Every time you get in warrior two, see if you can adjust that stance. Inhale, draw the fingertips away from your heart. Exhale, draw your right arm alongside your right leg and stack the left arm right on top of it. Elbows, wrists, shoulders all in one line. Inhale, maybe find a little room for rotation by engaging your lower core muscles. On an exhale, bring your right elbow to your right knee, send your left arm over towards the room in front of you. Take the gaze up. extended side angle. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, if you want to do a core strengthener, lift that right arm up and rotate your right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back. Inhale, extend and reach. Exhale, left hand comes down alongside right leg. Maybe you walk in that back foot or you come down to your knee if that works. Inhale, right arm up, revolving your side twist. Think about drawing your right hip back and your left hip forward. Think about engaging those lower core muscles to engage a little bit of a twist. Take a deep inhale to find that twist. On an exhale, you're going to look down and it's going to be left hand, right foot. So like you're learning how to tie your shoes, left hand, right foot. Then right hand scoots behind right foot like you're putting on a knapsack and you do an ankle bind here. So you could stay right here, but if you do stay right here, shake your head yes and no, push up into your middle back and work it. Or you can inhale your left arm up. You could face your palm to the wall behind you and let it drift behind you. And you can reach underneath and create a bind. You don't have to do this. You might find fingertips. You might find space for the future, right? You might find gym clothes. But if you're doing this, rotate your chest to the side wall. Take a deep inhale, breathe like a pretzel in an oven, and expand in all directions. And on an exhale, place your hands down, step your foot back, and go through your flow. Inhale, left foot goes up and back. Exhale, left foot comes between two front hands. You dial the back heel down. You tent up on 10 fingers. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, the hands are by the hips. The palms are facing down. You're in a power lunge. Got the outer edge of that back foot wrapped around. So you're squaring your hips. You got a long line of energy going up that leg, up your spine, out your head. You got a 45-degree angle. On an inhale, draw the fingertips together, interlace them, and on an exhale, draw them down to the back wall or to the floor. You can stay right here and work your shoulder blades, but if you want to go a little deeper, take a deep inhale, create a back bend, lift your heart up, take your gaze up, pinch those shoulder blades together, take a deep inhale, little sips of breath, and on an exhale, let the arms come forward. Ride the wave, right? You might be feeling some otherness or a woozy sensation. Enjoy it. Extended power lunge. Hands are by the ear, arms are by the ears. Pinkies are rotating inward. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, blossom open to warrior two. You're just here, so create the shape. Breathe into it. Inhale, reach the fingertips away from the heart. Exhale, you're going to stack your left hand alongside your left leg. You're going to raise your right arm above you. You're going to carve out space below your navel to find a little room for rotation. You're going to take a deep inhale, create a little bit of rotation. On the exhale, bring the elbow to the knee and send the extended arm over your head, extended side angle. Really nice. Take a deep inhale, lengthen and reach. Exhale, swap it out. So bring your arm down alongside your leg. Oh no, yeah, that's it. Core strengthener. Thank you, Bam. So if you want to raise up your left arm, do a nice core strengthener. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your fingertips away from your back foot. And now on the exhale, swap it out. Right hand alongside left leg. Left arm up, maybe bringing that back foot up or coming to your knee. Revolving your side twist here. Take a deep inhale. Find a little room for rotation. On the exhale, hand comes down. It's left foot, left hand, right hand, left foot, left hand, right hand. Left hand scoots behind left foot like you're putting on a knapsack. You're trying to get your shoulder under there, right? So let your head be heavy. Drop your head heavy. That's it. Drop that head heavy, Amanda. Nice. Let it be heavy. And then push up into your middle back. If you want to create a bind, you could just raise your, your left hand, right? Yeah, your left hand, you face it to the back. You reach underneath Maybe you find fingertips, maybe you find gym clothes, maybe you find room for the future. Took me over 10 years to find this bind, but I finally found it. So make it feel delicious. Take a deep inhale, expand in every direction like a sponge in a bucket. And on an exhale, the hand comes down to frame the foot, to step the foot back, and you go through your flow. Nice work, everybody. Inhale, soften the knees, soften the gaze forward. Exhale, walk or press into your palms and lightly hop to the front of your mat and find a forward fold. Toe heel the feet together to create one giant foot, and then flapjack them a couple of times so you're not holding any undue tension in the bottom of your feet. Shake your head yes and no too to let go tension there. Nice work, ladies. Nina and friend. Inhale for a half lift, long lengthy spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hips down, palms pressed, thunderbolt. So it's just like chair, but it's thunderbolt, right? Because you're using the right side pressing into the left side for stability. Take a deep inhale, lengthen the fingertips away from the heart. Exhale, sit in your chair a little bit. If the elbows are bent, just bring them down until they're not bent, and over time you can creep them up. Take a deep inhale to lengthen fingertips away from heart. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go, let it go, let it go. So let it go, shake it out, shake it out. Nice. We all are champions at holding tension in our bodies. Let's become champions about releasing tension, right? Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, create your second thunderbolt, maybe using opposite thumb or non-dominant thumb on top. This time you want the outer edges of the hands to come together. Really nice, Shelly. So rotate them inward. Take a deep inhale, lengthen, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, puff up your chest, create some room for expansion. Exhale, bring your left elbow to your left knee. Now, there's a good chance your left knee is creep back. See if you can bring your knees in one line. Press your palms together. It's one long line of energy. Take your gaze up, maybe. Nice work, Amanda. Yeah, take the gaze up even further. Now, press your hands together so much you start torquing your heart in front of your hands or your hands in front of your heart. On an exhale, if you'd like to fly away or bind, if it's in your practice, you could do so, but you don't have to, right? Especially if you're going to lose the breath. Take a deep inhale to lengthen and strengthen and stretch. Exhale, we all meet heart center for a strong moment. Inhale, puff up the chest, make some room for rotation. Exhale, this time right elbow to left knee. Now you want your head higher than your heart and your heart higher than your hiney. So Amanda, bring your hiney down a little bit. That's it. Oh, wonderful adjustment. Really nice, Barbara. You look gorgeous. Bam and Francisco, you guys look gorgeous too. Take a deep inhale. Press into your palms. See if you can find that room for rotation. On an exhale, if you want to fly away or bind, you can do so, but you don't have to do so just because you did it on the other side, right? You do so because it serves your breath and it serves your practice. Take a deep inhale to lengthen, strengthen, and stretch. Exhale, we all meet in heart center. Inhale, puff up the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, place your hands down, step your feet back, and go through your flow. Gorgeous work, everybody. So we're going to slow things down now. Let's get ready for some half pigeon. So inhale, your right leg comes up and back. On your exhale, you're going to bend your knee. You're going to swoop it so that your right knee is wider than your right wrist and your right hip. You're going to look between your legs or over your shoulder, but between your legs is a little more accurate, and draw that back foot back. And then you're going to walk your hands back alongside your hip until you assume a proud pigeon shape. So we're like a flock of pigeons here, right? So the hip's the largest joint in the body. It takes the longest time to open up. So you could spend upwards to 3 or 4 minutes here letting your hip open up, and you can stay right here. Or you can inhale up the length of your spine so you get taller. And on the exhale, you could cascade that long, tall upper body over your compressed lower body. Maybe making little fist pillows for your forehead or little pancake hands, but ultimately trying to get your forehead on the mat and walking those elbows towards the side wall so you could open the space between your shoulder blades. And pigeon can be quite a challenging pose. It's a pose that you brush up against your edge in rather quickly, right? So there's going to be a point in the next few moments or minutes where you're going to want to react and push up rather than reacting and push up. See if you can find your breath and go a little deeper. See if you could spread out on your mat like pancake batter on a griddle. See if you can find grit, moxie, fortitude, and gumption within to go a little deeper. So sometimes what you're reacting to is not a physical sensation, it's more an emotional sensation, because there's a school of thought that says we hold all our life experiences in our hips. So when we do hip openers, sometimes our life experiences fall out and they're not all good, right? So you're reacting maybe to some negativity that's coming up or some otherness, or maybe just a feeling or an emotion, or yeah, just something that makes you sad, or might even make you feel pretty good too. But just lie into it, push past it with your breath. And then wherever you are, let's join as a group. Exhale all the airway with a take a nice, smooth, gentle, full honeysuckle inhale. Hey, Jay. Three more breaths. Three of the biggest, longest, most joyful and luxurious breaths of your entire day, right here, right now, in pigeon. Every time expanding a little further, creating just a little bit more space in your hip and the rest of your body. Imagine you're like a balloon at the Thanksgiving Day parade, right? So as you inhale, you expand, you expand, you expand. And as you exhale, it's after the parade and the whole thing just crumbles down to the street in a pile of softness. And then as you're ready, you'll bring your hands under your shoulder. You'll push yourself up. Maybe you'll walk your hands back to that proud pigeon shape. If there's a variation that's in your practice that you'd like to do, you could do a variation. Otherwise, you'll curl your back toe under. You'll send your bent leg back. You can go through a flow or not, Yogi Yogini's choice. We'll all meet in half pigeon on the other side, meaning you're going to inhale the left leg up and back. You're going to bring it outside the wrist. You're going to walk your hands back. So find that proud pigeon shape, right? Again, maybe looking between your legs or over your shoulder, and then you walk yourself back. And you find that proud pigeon shape. And then once you have it, again, gravity can do all the work here and open your hip. You don't have to do anything if you just stay here. But if you'd like to go deeper, inhale up the length of your spine. And then take that long, lengthy spine, cascade it over your shortened body. Again, maybe making little fist pillows or little pancake hands, or if you're able, drawing forehead towards the floor. If this is too much, just roll over on your back and do a figure four, right? So all you do is roll over on your back, you bend one knee. It's like you're at a talk show, you just throw your leg over that knee. It looks like a figure four, right? Or the number four. And that's a viable way to open up your hip too. Other than that, just let it go. This is a pose of surrender, right? So surrender. Use your breath to get by any spicy spots, right? Or any spots that aren't serving you. Let's exhale all the hair away with a Take a nice, smooth, deep inhale. HM. Two breaths, two of the biggest, strongest, longest, most luxurious breaths of your entire existence right here, right now. On every exhale, get even softer. Imagine you're just spreading out on your mat like lava after a volcano explodes, right? And that hot lava is just providing a softness to your very being. And then as you're ready on an exhale, bring the hands under your shoulders. Walk your hands back alongside your hips. Find that proud pigeon shape. You can curl your back toe under, send your bent leg back, go through a flow or not. We'll all meet in a downward facing dog, an upside down V shape, just like we did 50 odd minutes or so ago, right? So as you inhale, something moves, and as you exhale, something moves. And without judging, just note the difference in your physical body now from then, how we've released tension, right? And our energy bodies are flowing a little more freely. That heat you feel radiating off your body, like that heat radiates off a griddle, is energy, right? That heat is energy. It's also electrical energy we use to contract and expand our muscles. So your body is energy, and now the energy is flowing a little more freely. So your lives will all be a little shinier, right? All our lives. Take a deep inhale on the exhale, bring your knees down. We'll get ready for camel pose. You can fold your mat under a knot. Bring your hands to your lower back or your upper buttocks, pinkies facing down, pinkies side by side if possible, elbows circling in. Inhale, bring your hips forward, lift up your heart. On your exhale, draw your elbows together and look towards the back wall so you're not collapsing your upper back. Inhale, close your elbows, bring your hips forward, lift up your heart. Exhale, look for the back wall. If you can see the back wall, look for the back ceiling. If you want to reach back for your ankles or your heels, that's a viable choice too, but you don't have to. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, bring your hands to your hips to your heels. Find hero pose. Just take a moment to thank yourself for spending an hour on a Sunday afternoon to create some space and shininess in your life. And thank everybody else for sharing their practice and their spirit. And remember, when you treat yourself well, you're better able to treat other people well. So surprise yourself. Call somebody after class you haven't spoke to in a while. There are lots of lonely people out there in this COVID environment. Make somebody's day less lonely. On an exhale, bring your hands down alongside you. Scoot your legs out. We did our core work, so we're just going to come down to our final Shavasana. So just find your final Shavasana. Let it go. Shavasana is the most important of all the asanas because it's where your body absorbs its practice. So whether you practice tomorrow, the next day, next week, next month, next year, your body will remember, just like it remembers swimming or riding a bicycle or making love. So give it the opportunity to absorb here. Yoga to the People has always been donation based. So it's your donations that keep our virtual doors open. $12 is a suggested donation, but that's neither a ceiling nor a floor, it's a suggestion. And I do recommend, if you can, please go to our webpage. I put it in the chat, the donation page, and make a donation. And if you can't donate, know that somebody's got your back. And you just have to come back and maybe spread the word on social media or to your friends. yogatothepeople.com is online. So yeah, come down out of your pose, ladies. You could always do a little bit more after. So just find final Shavasana, that would be great. So you could stay in Shavasana here, but if you want, you could just bring a bit of consciousness into your body by wiggling your toes or your fingers and awakening your conscious self, you could send your right arm up over your head and bend your left knee and flip over on your side in a infant style. But you don't have to. You can stay in Shavasana too. I'll be here for 15 or 20 minutes after. If you like, we've got teacher training coming up, virtual teacher training, and it's really something that changed my life dramatically. So if you have any interest in that, I'll be here to talk about it, or you can go to our website. But thanks so much for coming. Thanks for sharing your spirit and your practice and your breath. If you want to turn on your mics, I'm here for any questions or readings. It's a pleasure having you here. And please come back again.